relax, be cool. Cause if you don't, you'll act like a fool, so be cool.
Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. Just so everyone's clear, before I get into this review, I've only ever seen the first Scream movie. Kind of the theme of the week, honestly. I'm pretty sure there's more than a few fans out there that'll tell me that the first one is the only worthwhile one. Again, I'm sure that's going to be a theme for the week. The point I want to get at is I'm going into this movie completely blind. No appreciation for the franchise as a whole that I'm sure most fans have, so bear that in mind as I talk about this. Let's not waste any more time. This is my honest opinion of Scream. Set 25 years after the events of the first film, the Ghostface Killer is back and attempts to murder a young teen named Tara, played by Jenna Ortega, all to lure her estranged older sister Sam, played by Melissa Barrera, who happens to be the daughter of the first Ghostface Killer, Billy Loomis, played by Skeet Ulrich. This works as she returns to her home of Woodsboro. But not only is Sam a target, so is everyone in Tara's circle of friends, and even the return of familiar faces, including Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette.
Some idiot in a ghost face mask. 3 attacks so far, 1 dead. Something about this one just feels different.
So conflicted. On the one hand, there's a meta-ness to this that I can't help but find endearingly shameless. But on the other, does simply referencing fan bases and commenting on the problems of reboots and sequels truly make good satire? Let's get into the first positive of the flick, the title of it. At first, I wanted to complain that this is a near literal rehash of the first movie, recycling the opening phone scene as made famous by Drew Barrymore, reusing the same house where a bunch of killings took place, reusing scenes from that same house. Been there, done that, I decried. But then I gave it some thought, and it's all in the writing.
Obviously, but that's not stab. Real stab movies are meta-slasher whodunits, full stop.
The movie titled itself like so, as part of the satire. This is still, for all intents and purposes, Scream 5, but it feels like it knows how dumb it is to name its own movie the same exact title as the one that started it all. Compared to the likes of Halloween, which was downright stupid and confusing, this one felt completely intentional and self-aware. Respect, movie. Respect.
Halloween, Saw, Terminator, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, fuck, even Star Wars. It always goes back to the original.
I will also say that some of the writing and directing had me laughing out loud.
I know you hate that. Go take a shower. I'll be back soon.
Okay.
Can you put this away for me?
Yes.
And the acting, when trying to be sincere within its own story, can be pretty good. The chemistry between the two sisters especially stands out.
And then I get stabbed and you want to come back and you want to drop all this shit on me?
No, I swear I thought I was protecting you.
Protecting me from what?
But that's about all I had in terms of positive, so let's transition into the stuff that I'm not so sure about. When I said that some of the writing had me going, I kind of meant that. Some of the meta stuff seemed meta for meta's sake. I'm sorry. Before I get into all that, can someone tell me when or even if the Scream franchise became so meta that the Scream movies are actual movies within the Scream franchise? Though I admit, the way that the scene is shot, where it looks like the actor is telling Jasmine Savoy Brown to turn around as if they're screaming at each other, was pretty hilarious. Last minute positive.
Turn around!
You can do it!
Behind you!
These are your rules, man! All that shit!
Behind you! Turn around!
Look!
But a lot of the time, the writing from Mindy seems like the movie is just flexing about what movies it saw and how the fan bases have cried foul amidst strange or dumb changes. It loves to act like it's self-aware, and most of the time it is, but that doesn't stop this movie from sliding into tropes it's trying to poke fun at. Like people going off on their own and dying. Dylan Minette's character is supposed to be the one person in this movie who is stacked with self-defense tools that he never gets to use. It even dives into some other tropes that were never commented on. Take this scene. Ghostface is about to kill either Tara or Richie while on the phone with Sam, who is desperately driving toward the hospital. This conversation is happening in real time, but just as Ghostface is about to make his move, kablam! Sam magically appears in the elevator to stop anyone from dying.
Or maybe I'm just stalling for time, fuckhead.
Teleportation powers much? I mean, you know what? Friday the 13th, the video game, and Mortal Kombat 10 both gave Jason Voorhees a teleportation power to kind of explain away how he's able to get from one place and another in seemingly no time at all. I guess the good guys have that power now. I mean, you're never going to convince me that in 1 minute and 6 seconds that Sam and Dewey managed to drive all the way to the hospital and take an elevator and manage to save everyone. Maybe if they took the stairs, maybe. But this was asking for a lot of suspension of disbelief.
Maybe you're too weak for this franchise.
Maybe you're right.
And maybe this is a very personal thing, but I feel like it's really hard to be genuinely shocked in a whodunit these days. I feel like the whole point of a twist is to seriously screw with your mind. Really flip the movie on its head in both hindsight and a repeat viewing, completely changing how it's perceived. The best twists are the ones you aren't bracing for, rather than the ones you're waiting for. Again, I acknowledge that this movie, and most whodunits in general, are all about pointing fingers. Maybe you're the killer for insert reasons here, but you're still supposed to be surprised when it's revealed. I don't know, something about that feels cheap, because you're really not that surprised when the reveal is made.
Rule number 1, never trust the love interest. They seem sweet, caring, supportive, and then welcome to Act 3 where they're trying to rip your head off.
The first Scream worked because it was a satire, one that hasn't really been done before, and the characters who are usually axed off are in fact the killers themselves. That satire shined a light in a blind spot that now audiences everywhere are too accustomed to in 2022. So it's lost its impact.
Ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back!
I suppose one could argue that whodunits aren't meant to genuinely surprise you, but rather rack your brain and test you to see if you're as smart as the writers, but you ultimately weren't. That should be what gets people. And I can see that being what makes this genre popular, but I find myself not that invested when I'm on high alert.
I think it's safe to say you're on the suspect list.
Well, maybe you're the killer. Because that cut deep.
I accept I'm probably in the minority on this. I have no idea what the fan reception is like. Maybe it's well liked, maybe it's not. I can see both sides of it. I'm somewhere in between. I love how self-aware it is. I have a soft spot for horror comedies. And the comedy can pack a punch. It just doesn't feel consistent is the thing. There's just as many frustrating moments that took me out of it and made me roll my eyes. Nothing atrociously bad, just annoying. So take that for what you will, I guess. My honest rating for Scream, a 3 out of 5.
Billy Loomis started this, and we're gonna end it. After tonight, no more books, no more movies, no more fucking Ghostface.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Hope to see you soon.